Do I have a yarn problem? I don't know. You tell me. Hi. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Tori, and I run a small fiber arts business called The Whimsical Goblin. I pretend to make content videos of my business and lifestyle, but it's really sporadic, so thank you for hanging out. And this one is going to be the introduction to our August challenge. So at some point in here, I will switch over to the recorded Zoom call that I had with the crew that helped create and craft, and it was a collaborative effort, this challenge. Let me share the origin a bit. So in July, at the beginning of July, like the first week, I was knocking out these skeins of yarn left and right. I'm like, oh, I finished this many. Oh, I finished this many. Oh, I finished this many. And one of my vendor buddies who does not do crochet was all, what if you did 31 skeins, or you did a skein a day for July? And I was like, 31 skeins in 31 days? There's no fucking way. I would die. And then I slept on it. A few days later, I'm like, I could do it. I could do it. Yeah, I could do this. And so in that group chat, I kept updating them every time I finished things. They'd be like, 7 out of 31, 8 out of 31, 13 out of 31. Let me pull it up and I will tell you exactly where I left off at. We ended the month with 34 skeins completed. Fuck yeah. Because I'm a badass. And I'm like, you know what? That wasn't really that difficult. And here is why. In order for it to count as a skein, it just had to be gathered up. It didn't have to be a complete skein. You could have used it. It could have been a scrap. If it had like a fourth of the original amount left, it still counts as one. So I was using it to knock out my variegateds, my partial skeins, and really help bring down my hoard. Because let's be honest, this is a friggin' yarn hoard. It is. Over-consumerism at its best. Am I right? So I would update that group chat. I would update my close friend group chat of the, hey, I'm doing this. Hey, I'm doing this. And they're like, oh my God, you're doing so good. And then we thought, I can't remember where it originated from, but myself, the other vendor buddy, or the other crochet peoples were like, what if we did this in August? I think I'm gonna take this on in August. I wanna do this in August. And I was like, well, why don't we make it a challenge and share it with everyone? 31 skeins in 31 days. I love this for us, and that is where we got it. And so we were throwing around names and whatnot. We came up with the Yarnigans as a play on word for shenanigans, because we're just going to get into some shenanigans this month. So yeah, feel free to join with us if you'll tag the other content creators. One of the other things that we've put together is a Spotify playlist for you to enjoy as you are working through your skeins. We kind of felt, or I kind of felt, for the theme in August, it was to defy. 31 and 31 is very ambitious looking at it abstractly, but you do not bow down to what other people tell you to do. If that is what you wish, you do it and you defy the odds. So it's got some very much that vibe that we've curated there. It's been a long day working on content. In about 30 minutes, I'll be hopping onto a Zoom call with some friends and we'll start discussing this challenge. I'm super excited, but I definitely need to go refresh. The curls did not hold the whole day, which, since they were made at like 7 in the morning and it's now 7:41 at night, I'm feeling pretty good about it. But definitely got to touch up the eyes and get rid of some of this frizz. Finally ate. The live went well. So that's just a little bit of check-in before we get into the good stuff. We'll be back with that Zoom footage spliced in. I'm so excited for this, y'all. So excited. So I bet you're wondering why I gathered you here today. Except there's no wondering, because we've totally plotted this for way too long. So thank you to my faithful mafia here. Uh, we are doing our Yarnigans August challenge of stash busting. Um, it was birthed in July by basically my vendor hubby doing the whole, it'd be great if you can complete a skein every day because I was just knocking some skeins out. And I was like, there's no fucking way. He's like, oh, okay. Completely dismissing it, no encouragement or anything. So I slept on that and I was like, bet, fucking bet. And then I kept updating and it was like, oh my God. So I was getting great feedback from him. So I started updating y'all. And you're like, oh my God. And now we have August where we're attempting to complete a skein every day or the equivalent of a skein every day. Um, these are my wonderful co-hosts, cohorts, co-conspirators. Um, but yeah, let's do a quick brief introduction. I am Tori, the Whimsical Goblin. You can find me on YouTube, TikTok, Palm Street, and Instagram, all underneath Tori or Tori the Whimsical Goblin or just the Whimsical Goblin. Shy?
I am Cheyenne, and I am known as Sinful Cookie Creations on TikTok. Um, YouTube, I am Cheyenne Anders, and then on Instagram, I am Sinful Cookie Creations.
Alyssa?
Hi, my name is Alyssa, aka Endless Yarn. Pretty much on all platforms, I'm Endless Yarn, so that's YouTube, TikTok, Palm Street, and my Etsy is also all Endless Yarn.
Last but not least.
My name is Brittany, and I go by the Stitchler on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram.
Wonderful. So to help flesh this out, I wanted to, us discuss and encourage each other on how we're going to complete this challenge. I took a slow month in August, especially after getting through this July. And I have a Palm Street the first weekend of August, and then I have an in-person market at second to the last weekend of August. The Palm Street's just stitch markers, so I ain't worried about that. And my goal is to build up a back stock of my basic market items so I can pull from that the rest of the year when I go and hit my theme specific ones to work on those months. So that's how I put on attacking this beast back here.
So my goal is to use a lot of the yarns that I don't gravitate to, because I have a lot of acrylic yarn that sits in a box. So I'm planning on making blankets with those and actually donating them to a Barks, which is a animal shelter here. Because it's yarn that I don't particularly like, but I know dogs don't care. They're gonna just want blankies, to be safe. And then I have a lot of other yarn that I have accumulated that I'm like, oh, it's pretty, but I need to use it. So that's my goal, and to do my first in real life market.
I
I,
personally am a yarnholic. Oops, sorry, Brittany. I buy a lot of yarn, a lot, and don't always use it all. Um, so I definitely want to get through a lot of the yarns and make a lot of patterns that I have not done. And a lot of the patterns I have are a lot bigger, so I feel like it would definitely get through the yarn stash because I'll be doing bigger projects. So
so my goal is in August, I have one Palm Street market, and then September, I have two markets a weekend apart from each other. And so I'm going to be using the time to market prep for that. And I have a ton of granny square acrylic yarn that I have no idea what to do with. So I need to like just bust out some squares and figure out if I'm making pouches or bags or whatever. So through all of my acrylic, um, because I want to be done with it. So that's my goal.
Awesome. So it sounds like we all have really solid plans on how to attack this. I'm super excited. Thank y'all for co-hosting this with me. So wherever we are actually posting this at, I know for me, I'm going to make sure to include everyone's socials in the description. Make sure you check us out on all the different platforms we've listed: YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Palm Street, Etsy. Um, there was a Facebook in there? No. So yeah, a lot to follow.
I feel like if anybody out there is doing this challenge with us, definitely update us on whatever you do, whether it's just like the skein of the wrap holder saying that you've completed another one, or just posting whatever one, and definitely tag us and we'll definitely share those. But it should be a great challenge.
I hope that my story is loaded and bogged down with repostings. I really
Yes.
do. All right, well, thank y'all so much. So there you have it. They're the ones who are participating. These are our plans on how to execute this. Everyone's socials are linked down below. Go give everyone a follow, go support them. Join in on the challenge too. Tag us on Instagram, tag us in your YouTube videos, tag us on your TikToks. We would love to cheer you on as you take on this defiant task. Comment down below, are you going to join? I would love to support you in this, cheer you on, and, you know, say fuck you, the people who said we can't do it. It's gonna be great. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I would love to know if this is the type of content you like. We do hope to do an update video before a finale video, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe, hang out with us. Go subscribe to Alyssa, go subscribe to Bryttani, go to subscribe to the other subscriber content creators. I don't know if Cheyenne's gonna have her YouTube up yet or not, if we've added the 5th person who's kind of in limbo right now. And I'm excited, and I'm excited for you. Excited to show you what we do. Thank you for being here today. And remember that you are loved no matter how you feel. Catch you next time. Bye.